Good evening, students. Today I am going to discuss about the genetics and also Mendel experiments. So, who is Mendel? So, Mendel was a father of genetics, and he studied about the number of pea plants, garden pea plants, and he discovered the how the genes are transmitted from their parent to their offsprings. So, his experiments now I am going to explain. Okay, in this chapter, first I am going to explain about Mendel, G.J. Mendel, G.J. Mendel. So, G.J. means Gregor John Mendel. So, he was a father of genetics. He was a father of genetics. Father of genetics. So, and he was the first scientist who discovered the genes. That means who research on genes, how the characters are transmitted from one generation to another generation. So he was the father of genetics, and Gregor John Mendel, he was belongs to Austria country. Austria country. It is a European country. So he was studied in a he was studied, and he was mostly interested on maths or mathematics. So he was not interested on biology in his childhood time. Mostly he was interested on mathematics. So he was a good knowledge student. So his teachers identify his knowledge, and they suggest to their parents to study the and they suggested to the parents. Then after completion of here high school education, then he is joining the college. So during the time, he mostly focus on mathematics and mathematics and also physics, both subjects. He was interested on mathematics and physics. Then once he was joining the college, he studied about the mathematics, physics, along with the botany also. Along with the botany. So on that days, he mostly interested on botany subject also. So before that, when once he is joining in the college, during some situations, some harassments among the other students, so they will give some harassment to that Mendel. Then he is going to some depression. So then what will happen here? Then the scientist Mendel got some depression. He got some depression. Because of that, he leave the studies completely. Then he converted into a monk. Monk means the person who will not get married. So no marriage. Monks means what? No married. He was not no married. So then he was a monk in one monastery. So monastery means it is one religious, it is related to one religious, for suppose one church. So he worked as a monk in monastery. So during that time in the monastery, the outside of the monastery, he observed one garden. So near his monastery, one garden is there. So he was regular visits to that garden. Then he noticed some garden pea plants. Garden pea plants in his garden. Where the garden? In the monastery. So in the monastery, outside of the monastery, one garden is there. In this garden, he noticed or he observed some garden pea plants. So every day he regularly visits the garden pea plants, and he noticed one thing. When he noticed something, what he noticed means all garden pea plants are not similar height. Some were tall and some were dwarf. And also his the plants flower color, some were violet and some were white. So like that, so many contrastive characters he observed. And in the year 1856 to 1863, during this period, nearly 7 years of period, 7 years, he regularly conduct so many experiments on the garden pea plant. So garden pea plant scientific name is Pisum sativum. Pisum sativum, remember. So what is the scientific name of garden pea plant? Pisum sativum. So he was regularly visits the garden pea plants, and he noticed so many contrastive characters, and he chose some contrastive characters for his experiments. Then he conducted some experiments. So in which period he was conducted experiments on the garden pea means from 1856 to 1863. Nearly 7 years continuously he conducted so many experiments on the garden pea plants. Then, so what are the experiments he conducted on the garden pea? Then these experiments are published by the one scientist. Who was he? Published by one person, not scientist. So when he published means in the year 1865. The person name is called Braun, general. So the person name is Braun, published the Mendel's experiments. So Braun was published Mendel's experiments. Mendel's experiments. Okay. Then after, in the year 1865, Braun was published the Mendel experiment. Then after 1884, Mendel was died. So Mendel was died on 1884. So during that period, no one not believe his experiments. Once he died in the 1884, after few years, in the year 1900, in the year 1900, three scientists they rediscover his experiments. So three scientists rediscover his experiments. They rediscover his experiments individually. Okay. So who are they? Means the scientists are Carl de Vries and also Hugo de Vries. Hugo de Vries and also second one Karl Mack, like that. Three scientists they rediscovered the Carl Corens. Carl Corens, and third scientist was Shermack. Remember, three scientists they rediscover his experiments. So, and they were finalized. The Mendel experiments are 100% correct. Then, that time only these three scientists they gave this credit given to the Mendel. This credit was given to the Mendel. Then the Mendel was worldwide fame. So this and all story of the Mendel. Okay. Now coming to the topic. So what kind of experiment Mendel conducted in the garden pea plants? So now I will discuss. Okay. See, first the Mendel selected few characters from the garden pea plants. They are called contrastive characters. Contrastive characters in garden pea plant. In garden pea plants. So the Mendel observed the contrastive characters. Contrastive means different. So character is single, but they have different types. So 7 contrastive characters. Total how many contrastive characters? 7. Remember, 7 contrastive characters are identified by the scientist Gregor John Mendel on the garden pea plants. So, what kind of character he observed? Now I will discuss. See, in the characters, some of the characters they are dominant, some other characters are recessive. Already you know very well, dominant means what? Expressed characters. Recessive means they are not expressed. They have only inside of the chromosomes or inside of the DNA. Okay, now coming to the what are the contrastive characters of garden pea plants. See, here I will write characters. Then here dominant. What are the dominant in the characters? Which character is dominant and which character is recessive? Which character is recessive? See, the Mendel observed the pea pod shape. So this is one character, pea pod shape. So he observed the pea pod shape. Some of the pea pods, they are look like a flat. See, flat means they have no any folds. So the pea pod shape is a, some of them they are look like a flat. Flat means what? Simply I will write here full pod. Full pod. Okay. Then some of the plants pod is look like a other type. What is the other type means constricted. They are look like a constricted. They are look like a constricted. So some of the pea plant pods are full pod. Full pod means they have no any foldings. They are look like a flat. But some of the pods they are look like a constricted. So then he observed the one more character in a pea pod. The second character is called pea pod color. Pea pod color. So the all pea pods are not similar color here. Some of the pea pods they are look like a green color. They are look like a green color. Some other they are look like a yellow color. See, green color is dominant. Yellow color is recessive. Remember. Then he observed the another character of the pea plant, that is called seed shape. Seed shape. See, some of the seeds they are look like a round. So round seeds. So round seed is a dominant character. Round seeds. Some of other seeds are wrinkled. So wrinkled character is a recessive. Then he observed the one more character, that is called seed color. Seed color. So the seed color, some of the seeds are look like a yellow color. So here yellow color is the dominant character. And some other seeds are look like a green color. Here green is recessive. Then he noticed the one more character, that is called flower. Pea flower. Pea plant flower. Sorry. Flower color. Simply I will write flower color. See, some of the pea plant flowers they are look like a violet color. Violet color, and some of them are look like a white color. Some of them look like a white color. Violet is a dominant character and white is a recessive character. Then after he noticed one more character, that is called flower position. Flower position. See, some of the flowers, they are arranged on the axial part of the plant. Axial means top of the plant. So some flowers are look like a axial. Some of the other flowers, they are arranged on the sides. That is called top. Axial means sides. Axial means what? Sides. Then some of the flowers are they are arranged on the top of the flower only. That is called terminal. So axial means sides, remember, and terminal means top of the plant. Then finally he also observed the one more character, that is called plant height. So some of the plants are look like tall. Some other plants are look like a dwarf. So these are the 7 contrastive characters discovered by or observed by the scientist Gregor John Mendel. Then how these many characters will seen in the pea plants? Among that, his experiments, nearly in the 7 years, he conducted nearly 29,000 pea plants. His experiments conducted on the nearly 29,000 pea plants. On 29,000 pea plants. So he conducted experiments on the nearly 29,000 pea plants, and he was given mainly 3 laws among his experiments. What are the 3 laws means? They are one is law of segregation, and second one is law of dominance, and third one is law of independence assortment. So law of segregation and law of dominance and law of independence assortment. So these laws we are discussed in upcoming classes. Now continue this. So these are the 7 characters which are discovered or observed by the Mendel. Now coming to the what kind of innovation is discovered by the Mendel. Okay. Here how the characters are transmitted from parent to their offspring. See what kind of genes are present in the plants in different. So first Mendel chose a single character from the pea plant, and he conducted experiment on one single character. Like that one character he was identified, and he conducted some experiments. For suppose first he chose the plant height. So according to this plant height, all plants are not similar. He noticed one thing. What he noticed means some were tall and some were dwarf. See, he noticed some plants are tall and some other plants are dwarf. So why some were tall and some were dwarf? Why these kind of characters we are seen in this garden pea plants? So among that he conducted so many experiments. See, in the tall plant, this tall plant consists of two types of genes. Already you know very well. So the genes are responsible for the transfer of characters. So all characters, either humans, animals or any plants, all characters they will come from the genes. Or see here, for suppose if I take a tall plant, for suppose this is one tall plant. See, this is one tall plant and this is one dwarf plant. Dwarf means short. So once if you take a tall plant, what kind of genes are present? See here, both genes are tall genes. So the Mendel used his knowledge in mathematics and also some knowledge in science and mathematics, and he used some letters given to the characters of the pea plant. See how to write this is tall means for suppose capital T capital T. So capital T indicates tall plant, or sometimes capital T small t, this also tall plant. See here two genes or two traits are completely tall genes. Then here one tall gene, one dwarf gene. But here tall gene present, for that always capital T is a dominant. Capital T is a dominant. So this plant expressed tallness. Then coming to the dwarf. Dwarf means compulsory small t and small t. So small t and small t indicates what? Dwarf. Both genes are indicates dwarf. Okay. Here capital T, the genes which are present in both tall genes, such kind of plant is called pure tall plant. And also homozygous tall plants. See here one tall, one dwarf. Two types of traits are present here. This kind of plant is called heterogygous tall. So this is homozygous tall, this is a heterozygous tall. Then this both are small t. So both alleles or both traits are belongs to the dwarf. So this kind of plant we are called as a homozygous dwarf plant. So what is homozygous tall? Homozygous tall, what is heterozygous tall, and what is homozygous dwarf? How they get their characters are explained by the Mendel. Now I will explain how to find out particular plant having the homozygous tall. See, first I am going to discuss about the homozygous tall. Homozygous tall. See how to find out the homozygous tall. See, I will take here chromosomes. See, these are the chromosomes. So chromosomes are responsible to giving the parental characters to their offspring. Inside the chromosome, DNA and genes. Okay, already you know very well, these are the chromosomes. These are called what? Chromosomes. So inside of the chromosome consists of DNA. See, This is the which type of DNA? Double stranded DNA. Remember. So inside of the chromosome consists of double stranded DNA like this. See, this is called, this arrangement, this full structure is called what? DNA. So in this DNA, a part of the DNA we are called as a gene. For suppose this part, see, this part of the DNA we are called as a gene. Okay, so these are called chromosomes. Inside the chromosome consists of a double stranded DNA, and a part of the DNA is called a gene. So for suppose here this chromosomes we are explaining about one character. Mendel choose only one character. What is the character? Height. See here also one gene. This is also gene. So these are the parental chromosomes. When we observe the parental chromosomes, then here also gene present and here also gene present. So for suppose I will discuss about first this gene. So this kind of gene, it forms the RNA here. It forms the RNA. Which type of RNA here? For suppose it is mRNA. mRNA. It is a mRNA. The genes are responsible for formation of the RNA. So this gene forms the mRNA. So this mRNA, it forms the protein. It forms the protein. So see here, this is, remember, normal gene. Remember, very important. Which type of gene it is? Normal gene. Then here proteins also, normal proteins. Normal proteins. So if the chromosome having normal gene, it forms the normal protein. Then this normal protein gives tall character. Remember. So if the normal gene, it produces the mRNA, then the mRNA forms the normal protein. Then the normal protein, it produces the tallness. That means tall character. Same like this also same. See here also, this is also DNA. A part of DNA is called what? Gene here. And which type of gene? Normal gene. And this normal gene forms the mRNA, and this mRNA forms the protein. Which type of protein it is? Normal protein, and this normal protein produce the tallness character or tall character. Remember. So like this, the new individuals, they get the pure tall plants. So this kind of genes which are arranged in the chromosomes, such kind of plants, they produce the homozygous tall plants. So these two types of character containing chromosomes, they gives homozygous tall plants. Homo means similar or same. Understood? So like this, the tall character we are seeing in the plants. Okay, coming to the second one. What is this? Capital T and small t indicates what? It indicates the heterozygous tall. Hetero means different traits, different alleles. See, first one is called homozygous, and second type of character is called in the height hetero. Heterozygous tall. So, how the plants get heterozygous tall? Again, I will draw the chromosomes here. See, these are the chromosomes. See, inside of the chromosome having double stranded DNA, remember. So, this is the double stranded DNA like this. So, this is a chromosome and this is called DNA. See, some portion of the DNA is called gene. For suppose this part, here also this part of DNA is called what? Gene. So here the gene got some mutations here. Here the gene got some mutation. Mutation means change. So in some situations during the environmental changes, here this gene got mutation. Once the gene got mutation, what will happen here? The gene converted into defective gene. Which type of gene it is? Defective gene. Then it also form mRNA. Then finally this gene forms the defective protein here. Defective protein. So this defective protein is responsible for the dwarfness. Dwarfness means here a dwarf character. So it is a recessive. Recessive means this character was not expressed in the new individuals or new plants. So once the mutation will occurs in the genes, so the gene is becomes into defective gene, and finally the gene is forms the defective protein, and the defective proteins give one recessive characters. So what is the recessive character among the plant height? Dwarfness. Okay, coming to this chromosome. See here also this part of the DNA is called gene. So which type of gene? For suppose it is a normal gene. Then normal gene it forms mRNA, and again it forms the normal protein. Then the normal protein it forms the tall character. See here, one gene belongs to tall character, another gene belongs to dwarf character. So both are different. So which type of character we are seeing in the next generation? The plants getting which type of character means heterozygous tall. Heterozygous means tall. A complete tall indicates capital T. Here dwarf indicates small t. So capital T, small t, like this. See here both are capital T's. See, tall means what? Capital T. Here also capital T. So capital T, capital T. This is called homozygous tall. Then here not like this, not like that. See here a pure tall, here recessive. That means here tallness we will see, and here dwarfness. One gene is tall, another gene is dwarf, but always capital T is dominant character. For that reason, it is belongs to which type of plant? Heterozygous plant. Then coming to the third type of character. See, this is called what? Homozygous dwarf. How the homozygous dwarf character seen in the plants? See, these are the chromosomes. Inside of the chromosomes consist of double stranded DNA like this. Here also double stranded DNA. So a part of the DNA is called what? From here to here. This is one part. This is called what? Gene. So here also the gene got mutation. Mutation means change, remember. So some of the changes occurs in the gene, then the gene becomes into defective gene. So which kind of gene it is? A defective gene. Then this defective gene form a mRNA, and this mRNA form a protein. Which type of protein? A defective protein. Defective protein. Then the defective protein, it forms the dwarf character. Dwarf character. Same like this also. See, here also part of the DNA is called gene. Which type of gene? Defective gene. Then the defective gene forms the mRNA, and this mRNA forms the defective protein. Then finally defective protein forms the dwarf character. See, here also dwarf, that means small d. Here also dwarf, that means small d. So the small t and small t, that means both traits they give the dwarfness to their plants. So which type of genes are present in this means small t, small t. See, the small t indicates what? What is this? Homozygous dwarf. See, homozygous dwarf, both are same only. So this kind of character we are called as a homozygous dwarf. So see here, because the Mendel choose one character, plant height. The plant height, he discovered the three types of characters. What are they? Homozygous tall, and heterozygous tall, and also homozygous dwarf. So this is about one character of the plant. Like that, the 7 contrastive characters are researched by the Mendel scientist, and he discovered the so many characters, how the characters are transmitted from their parent plants to their offsprings. Okay, so these kind of so many experiments are done by the Mendel scientist. Okay, next, what other characters Mendel explained? Now I will characters I will discuss in the next video. Okay, thank you students, thank you very much.